All right, welcome everybody. I'm a couple minutes late. I had every time I want to do a live stream, I feel like I have internet problems. And then I was talking to my buddy Josh Sharp, Bass and Beer. We were talking about some fishing trips coming up, and that's one of the things I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to do a little recap of what's been going on. So, real quick, let me explain what I want to try to do. And if you have comments or questions, you can get them in there because I'm going to try to be very personable, talk to people, and use this as a monthly live stream where I do an update, what's going on, what's happening, new lures, new changes, new fishing trips, new sponsors or partners, new just like every month give you a little update. And I know a lot of people are kind of really interested in that stuff. And speaking of that, I'm going to do my yearly update, hopefully like in a month, like a week or two. I want to do my yearly update, kind of go over the whole year of everything. I like doing that, kind of look back at my last one to see where I was at, and then go ahead to this one. So this is going to be the rundown. This is the first one, so I don't know how well I'll do it. I tried to do a live stream like once a week on my second channel, but once a week was kind of too much for me. I don't know. I felt like I was doing too much. So I'm going to do a live stream the first Monday of every month. And I think that would be a great, like, a great amount of time, and like enough times goes by, and also enough to recap. And also, I want to talk about like how the fishing is going, what's going on, and especially through the summer months. Like, hey, what am I catching fish on? Hope and maybe talk to other guys like what's going on for them, and really make this a creek thing where I want to talk creeks and rivers and kayaks and stuff like that, and just do it like try to do it once a month and see what happens with that. But right now, I really appreciate everybody on there. We got a bunch of people already jumping on. If you got questions, try to get them on there. What's up, Sean? Hello from Las Vegas. You're a long way off. What's up, Rez, David, Matt's Fishing Mission? He's been Matt. You've been posting all these little shorts and videos of summertime fishing. Really messing with me. I'm getting really aggravated. That's what I'm like. I see all this nice warm fishing. I just can't wait till it comes in. Here's a question right off the bat that I was going to address. What's up, Austin? Adam, Sleeper Dude. Hey, Sleeper Dude. Um, did I get that one? Sean. Austin B says, when will new creek hats be available? All I know is if you want me to ever get anything done, I can't do it. I don't know how to. It's taken for. I was supposed to have this website set up through this other company a month ago, and it's not. It's I don't know what's going on. I'm tired of checking with them. Like, what's up? Here, what's going on? If it ever gets ready, if not, I'm going to try to find another way because I really want to. I have like two new designs that I paid for to have done that I can't even offer them right now. So I got one that's a Creek Time design, and it's like a I don't know. And then I got the new Creek logo. That's gonna be my main logo. So hopefully I'll have those hats out, and I got four different hats, four different versions that I want to offer. As soon as they're out, I'm gonna talk about it a lot because I want to try to make a big push, try to sell some to make my money back. Because I spent quite a bit just trying to get them like set up and all the stuff going through. But it's I'm just trying to learn stuff like that. What's up, Seth? You've probably been over there freezing over in Middle Tennessee. Let's see here. We got. I probably won't hit everybody, but I'll try to hit people. What's up, Justin? I'll see you in a couple. I'm gonna try to make it up to Norris. What is that? Next weekend. I haven't fished up there at all yet. We got a tournament on the 18th, and I haven't really fished it all yet up there. I don't. It's long. It's a long drive for me, like a couple hours. Sean says, "Have you tried the bait kit from LureNet yet?" Yes, the bait bag. Yeah, I did like a video, went out and caught a ton of fish on it when it first came out. So I plan to do a video on it whenever they come out every 2 months, kind of going through it and showing it. But actually, the last 2 weeks I have not fished a lot. I have basketball games that I'm coaching at. We have tons of rain. Everything's flooded. But all in all, the winter fishing has been amazing this year. So earlier, if you follow me on Instagram, I caught a 5-pound spotted bass today out of a river, out of my kayak, on a brand new lure that I'm going to show you in just a minute. I'm going to do some more videos on it. Justin Patrick keeps trying to get me to go pre-fish. I just hadn't done it. I can't spend all day fishing because especially when I go somewhere too far, 2 hours away, because I have basketball practice, so it's kind of hard. But I only got a week and a half of that, and I'm done. Basketball will be over, and I'll be like diving into doing longer fishing trips. Like today, I went out for 3.5 hours. It was awesome. It was 4 pounds, 13 ounce. This giant bass. That was the first one I caught. Then I caught like a 2-pounder. Then I caught like 3 or 4 like little 12 inchers. Pretty good for February. So this is gonna be my rundown. I'm gonna try to smooth this out and have this a fine-tuned live stream where I go through a bunch of stuff, answer some questions, give people updates, kind of what's going on. First Monday of each month. First, I'm gonna start out with a little recap, what's been going on that month, maybe what's happening. I'm gonna do that here in a minute. Second thing, like anything new going on. Third, I might switch this up. I may do a mail time. Some people sent me some stuff. I don't have it here, but I will try to keep it, maybe open it during the live stream. Fourth, we're going to try to answer any of the top questions or comments, maybe something I see reoccurring, or I may put like a post and have people ask any questions. And then I'll try to address them here. Or if you have a question to put on there, I'll try to get to it. And one of them was going to be my merchandise. So we've already talked about that. Hopefully, whenever it's ready, I'll let people know. And then like anything upcoming, like what's going on. So let's start with recap. Last week, was it last week? 2 weeks ago, had the Knoxville, Tennessee Fishing Expo, and I saw a bunch of people up there. It was crazy. That place, if you've never been to the Tennessee Fishing Expo in Knoxville, it is jam-packed of vendors and people buying stuff. It's so many people. You're just walking around bumping. And I saw a bunch of guys I fish with. I saw a bunch of guys that I stopped and talked to that subscribe to the channel, or I got some stuff where I'm going to do some live streams, some other people set up. So that was crazy. I went up there on a Friday. I couldn't find a place to park. Had to park almost by the road. You get in, and then it's just nonstop people. And I looked at some of the new kayaks. So I got a good chance to look at the new Jackson Coosa X. And it's a little wider than the Crescent that I have. So I'm really interested in those river kayaks. So I have the Crescent Shoaly. There's the Jackson Coosa X, and then the Bonafide RVR 119. And they're all three like very different, but they're made for rivers. So me and Josh are trying to like borrow some of the others to test them out and do a video, because I've gotten a lot of questions like which one is the best. And I don't know, because I've only tried one of them, and I really like the Shoaly. But I want to try all three of them, kind of compare them, because they're all like kind of dedicated river style kayaks, and they weigh different amounts and do different stuff. But so I go to the Tennessee Expo, and I'm gonna show you some of the stuff I bought. So I'm just walking around, dude. My plan was not to buy anything. You can't do that. Just walking around, you're going to find stuff. So check this out. I'll show you a few things. I bought this jointed swim bait. That's a perch color. And we got a lot of perch in the waters nearby me. And it rattles. So I got this like really cool jointed swim bait. I picked up a trout magnet kit. This is the one that's got like the hooks and the bobbers and a bunch of different stuff. So I'm like, you got to have a trout magnet kit. I saw it. I was like, I got to grab that. I got this little bluegill. It's another jointed swim bait. I think this one's a wake. This one may be a wake bait. I don't know. I don't remember. But look at that bill on it. It's like a flat bill. I like that. It just looks cool how fat it looks like that. Let's see here. Check out these spinner baits. I thought these were really cool. I love spinner baits. So these are thunder bait. And this part twirls underwater. It's not a top water or anything. So it's a regular spinner bait, but that thing like spins underwater. I bought some lures from River Rock Custom Baits, and just because they make these little short, they're 2 3/4 inch swim baits. That one is Cracker Jack color. I got some tubes that I bought from them. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, there's another spinnerbait. A few different things like that. Also, while I was up there, let me show you this. This right here is going to be really cool. I talked to the guy, Scott, from Nico Baits that make the hellgrammite. And that's it. Let me address this question real quick. So I had a comment pretty recently that somebody's like, you never used the hellgrammite anywhere anymore. What happened? Did you ditch them? Did you think you moved on to something better? And I felt like it had a condescending tone, which you can't tell through comments. But sometimes you're like, well, why? You know, it's like a kind of like why you do this? Why you do that? And I don't even remember if I replied or anything. But I'm like I just did 2 videos recently where I used it all the time. But yeah, I don't plan to use one lure forever and just that be the lure I always use. I'm hopefully always going to change. But something changed on the hellgrammite. So the normal Nico hellgrammites are these right here. That's the 3-inch. This camera's not the greatest. I don't know if you can see that. 3-inch, and they're made out of a really stretchy material. I'll open one up. They came out with this 4.25-inch one, and I already have this bag open. Let me show you that. I posted on Instagram about them, and today I went out, and this is the lure that I caught that giant bass on. So I caught a 20.5-inch, 4 pound, 13 ounce on this brand new hellgrammite, and it's 4.25 inches. So it's only 1.25 inches longer, but it definitely looks a lot bigger, like profile. And I had on like a 1/8 ounce jig head. I haven't exactly figured out how I want them. Creek Caller, I saw you on here. Have you tried the new hellgrammites, and do you have them? I know he'll be all over. So today I was like, I'm gonna go take this out to an area where I really like to go, and I've caught fish in the winter. It's the same place I went for my tournament a while back, and I caught some really good fish. And first fish, I'm 20 minutes in. First fish is like just about a 5-pounder. And dude, and then I caught like 3 that were probably 10 inches. So this is a pretty good size. And I know a lot of people are like bigger baits, bigger fish. So I mean, I don't know for sure if it's always going to catch bigger, because on the 3-inch I've caught like 6-pound largemouth, 4.5-pound smallmouth, all kinds of stuff. Creek Crawler says, yes, I throw them on the 3/16 ounce VMC rugby jig head. I'll look into that jig head. I'm not exactly sure which one that is. But these things cast a little bit better. They have more of a, I don't know, just easier to cast. So I was fishing on a medium setup. The hook that I was using was a little thick, so I might need to go to like a medium heavy if I use that hook, or get a little bit thinner. But I was hooking up the same way I do the regular hellgrammite. This is a small one, but just like a offset jig head. And I still kind of stick it. It was weedless. And dude, yeah, I'm excited about this. So there's the natural. And let me show you these. I kind of got these early before they came out, but I haven't had a chance to use them. This one here is the Obsidian. And I think it's jet black. And it's really, I've been thinking about it, and like I think somebody, like either a professional bass fisherman or some big time like largemouth guys, somebody's gonna catch on to these and start whacking giants. Because I can see these being hooked weedless and thrown. I'm just imagine like in Texas and some of those clear streams, or just in Florida, some grass. Think about throwing this weedless and just kind of pulling it through grass, and like just barely, it's gonna float. But when you twitch it, it's just gonna like kind of twitch in the grass, and then it's got all these little arms coming off of it, and the way it moves, like I could see 10-pound like bass eating that, and I'm sure they're going to be good and for big smallmouth and stuff. So yes, they work. They definitely work, which I knew they would, but like once I got them and saw them in person, I was way more excited about it than when I've heard about them for a while. Like I've seen them in pictures. I kind of try to keep up with the Nico stuff coming out. But once I saw it, got my hands on it, and got to look at it, I'm really excited about it. And I think it's going to be a really fun lure to get out there. I know there's going to be some fish that bite the end and miss it, but that's with any lure. But anyways, that's enough of that. If you want some of those, you can use my discount code, Creek10, or you can find Creek Crawlers discount code. But the only way I make money through these is through the discount code. So if you do want to buy some and you use it, it should be in my video description. I don't know if it's on this one or not, but I make something off that. All right, that's enough. Sorry about that. Man, what's wrong with my throat? Okay, let me drink this Mountain Dew here. And because I got to tell you about the second show I went to. I did have basketball practice, and I ran up quite a bit. So I'm kind of, my throat's a little dried out. So I went to the Knoxville Fishing Show, and that's a bass fishing show, stuff like that. The next week, I went to Atlanta to a fly fishing show because I got invited down. And I actually ran into like 10 people there that recognized me in the fly fishing community. I'm like, what are y'all doing? Wasn't expecting that. So the fly fishing show in Atlanta is totally different than like the bass fishing. It's not near as crowded, different group of people, just a different feeling. Everything about it is like different. What's up, Johnny? Good to hear from you, man. So I went down there to meet up with East Cape Boats. So hopefully some things come out of that, but that's just what I was doing. I've been trying to meet people, do a thing. This year is going to be crazy for me, and I hope I don't turn people off, but I plan to do as many like what do you say it, like partnerships or agreements or sponsored videos or those kind of things as I can, because I was talking to some people about getting a Jackson Coosa X. Now they brought it up about giving me one. Now it hasn't happened, but I'm like, yes, I'll take it. Like somebody else brought something up about giving me something. And I was like, no, I don't want that because that's probably not going to help my channel, or it's not what I want to do. So anything that's like river creek fishing, I'm on board, and I want to do as much of that kind of stuff. I want to get as much of that kind of stuff so I'll obviously have fun with it, play with it, but also be able to share people. I've been getting so many questions like, which one of these new kayaks is the best? Like, I don't know. I'm not the guy that gets all the kayaks. There's other guys out there that get to, get the first pick and get them early. That's not me. I don't have that many connections yet, but I've been meeting a lot of people, a lot of big things going on, and we'll see what happens out of them. Hopefully they turn into really fun stuff, and I get to go do more. Let's go to that's my recap. I'm about to be back on fishing hard as soon as basketball is over. I am probably going to go to Florida and meet up with some people and try to do a trip. I'm about ready to start cranking out some videos because here recently I've had like nothing, and I got to get that going. Let's see. Also, let's go to mail time. Somebody sent me something. Let's see here. Got to get more. I probably missed some comments. I saw the Creek Caller said that. Yep, the lures are very durable. Those Nico ones. Let's see here. The artwork behind me, Sunfish King. I forgot the guy's name. I can't remember people's names like at all. So if I ever forget somebody's name, or if I know some of y'all and I'm like, I don't know your name, I'll ask the same people like 100 times and it just doesn't click in my mind. I think it was because when I did heating and air, I met people every day, like 4 or 5 people a day. I'd be like, I go call them, talk to them. As soon as I leave their house, I have no idea who I talked to. I'm like, I couldn't tell you their name if my life depended on it. This right here is or let's see what they're called. This one says enhanced, especially for John. So somebody bought these portraits, I think that's what they're called, and had them enhanced. And it was made by Dave Whitlock, which actually just died recently. It's like a big time like fly fisherman and like artist. So this one's the sunfish, and that one's smallmouth bass. And I saw some some, like, I don't know if they're called paintings, portraits, whatever they're called. I saw some at the Atlanta fishing show of some red eye bass, and I really wanted to buy one, but I didn't buy it. But let's go. Okay, here's a good question. I'll answer this before I move on, because I get this one a lot. Christian says, "How do you find your creeks?" And Crickcross says, "Follow the scrap tire trail, dude. If you pull off on the side of the road, or find a bridge, and look for a trail, exactly what you do. See where everybody else is going. So, how do you find a creek? Can be simple and it can be complicated. I find them by a million different ways. First off, driving around your town, and every bridge you cross, you pull over on the side of the road, you get out and you walk both sides of the bridge and you look in there. You look for any trails, look for how deep the creek is. Is there access to park on the side of the road? Does it look like people park there? Does it look like there's a house right there? So first off, you drive everywhere you drive around your house, around where you live, everywhere you go in your life, you stop at every bridge and you scout it out. That's how you find places. I've stopped at so many bridges. I mean, I wouldn't even be able to number. And I did it. I went to go buy some wheels for a truck that I bought. I went down to Georgia, found some wheels off Facebook Marketplace. Went some new roads I don't remember going down. I stop, I pull over on the side of this bridge, find this awesome looking creek. Everything's fenced off. There's like no access there. I didn't have time to go scout, but what I would do if I really wanted to fish that creek is I would get on my maps and I would find every bridge that's on that creek. And I may go back to it, but like I kind of have it in my mind now. So I'm like, if I ever back in that area, I'm like, okay, there's a really cool looking creek that looked like it'd be big enough to kayak. How can I get my kayak in there? How can I get down to it? Um, of course, if you're one way to like find just spots to fish, like if there's a river or a creek or a lake around you, you can just type in kayak access or boat ramp or canoe launch. Just type in that and the name of a body of water and see what shows up. Main thing is there's a lot of people that have spots that are like, yeah, I've lived here for 30 years and I've fished this creek all my life. That guy didn't find that creek. Somebody showed him that creek like before. So if you move in a new area or you just get into this type of fishing, it can be tough. It can take a lot of time and it can be hard to find like good spots. But find spots, find them, go out there, look for them, and then go back to them. And if you have a bad day, go back again. Hit it 2 or 3 times before you're like, write that place off. Try to go upstream, try to go downstream. Talk to people, go to tackle shops, wherever you're at. If you're out fishing, stop and talk to people. I've probably found or had probably just as many places told to me, just out randomly talking or out somewhere fishing. Start talking to a guy and he's like, "Oh, have you fished over there?" I'm like, "I didn't know there was a bridge over there." "Yeah, you can go over there and get access." Okay. So you can't do it by not putting any effort into it. So put some effort into it and keep it up and just like keep going different places. And even if a place doesn't look very good, like you go over, I don't know how many times I've gone over creeks and driving over, I look over, I'm like, it's not big enough to fish. Then I'm like, what am I doing? I need to check that out further. That was lazy. So I go back, park there. I get out and walk down to the creek if there's like a place to walk down to it, or go walk down to the water. And then you get like stand on the bank and be like, you know what? This is deeper than I thought. Oh, look up there. That hole up there is deeper than I thought. There's a creek through Chattanooga that a few people go there, but it is absolutely loaded with all kinds of fish. And driving over it on the fast highways that you go over it, you look down there. I don't even know if you can see it. Like it's so covered up with like trees. But if you can, it looks like it's just gravel and like not even deep. The deep holes are probably 3 feet and they are loaded with fish. So you have to get out there and put some effort, and it goes in between businesses. So like I'll just be careful where you walk. I can't tell anybody to do anything. against what you think is right. So everybody has to be their own conscience and own guide on that kind of stuff. Somebody asked a question here. Where did what is it? Find every lake in your area and follow the spillway. Well, around me, we have a bunch of lakes and about 50 creeks running into them. So there's, I just follow the edge of the lakes and I look for creeks coming off. And then I try to follow that up. Is there a bridge? Is it a tiny creek? Is it a big creek? I've caught some really good bass out of some of the creeks that run into the lake, just like probably 100 to 200 yards upstream. And in the summer, those fish will push, like 2-pound bass are pushing way up these little creeks. And the bass guys can't get there, and the kayak guys probably can't even get there. But like if you wade it or walk up to it, there's some spots that are just, and you don't know until you try, and you have to try several times. Oh, the lure sticking over here. Where is this lure? Oh, it's stuck in the wall. Where's it at? Exploration Adventure. What's it, Conrad? It's you can't see it. Oh, it's hiding. How is it not showing? Hold on. I'm gonna have to move it. There's your lure. I want to start adding a bunch of different lures up there, but I don't know. I don't like it. I got several more pictures people sent me too. I just haven't added anything else up there. You should see how cluttered my table is right here. I don't know if I could handle it looking at myself and having all kinds of stuff back there. Let's see here. Eastern Outdoors Media. Really enjoy watching the content. We'd love to have you on a bass fishing live with Eastern Outdoors Media to talk fishing one evening. Okay, let's do it. You can email me or Instagram message me, and usually I'll try to do it if it's in the evenings. Johnny, of course I fished Candy's Creek. Come on, that's one. So with the new kayak I have, that's something I have planned where I'm going to try to. Candy's Creek is a creek that goes through my town that's muddy usually. It's a good sized creek. I know there's good bass in there. There's catfish. There's all kinds of different gar, big sunfish. The banks are mud, so you can't wade it, and it's just log jam after log jam. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a very good flowing water, always a little murky or muddy, but so many log jams, really tough banks, and nope, people fish it, but barely, and it's kind of untapped. And I've caught like several 2-pounders. I've caught like 4-pound catfish out of there. I've seen bigger fish come out of there. So like I know there can be big fish, and it's a long creek. I want to try to get in those creeks in kayak sections. Might take a chainsaw and like open up sections, and like have my own private like little kayaking like place. Like find a bridge I can get in, find a bridge I can get out, and like make my own little like kayaking section because nobody kayaks it. I mean, I've seen a couple times people get kayaks in there, and they're usually taking small little kayaks that you can maneuver through. But I mean, I've had a kayak in it a couple times, but nobody really is out there kayaking it, and that's some stuff. That's the kind of stuff I want to do. I know I don't like having trophies. Like I could show my 100,000 subscriber trophy, and I got my trophies that I won from kayaking up there. I see some of these guys like you watch if you ever watch like Drew Gregory's videos, his whole back is all those the whole back of his like studio is all those stuff he won. It's like those big checks, which would be cool to get one of those big checks. That's kind of cool. But I don't know. I just don't like having all that up there. Let's see here. So, John, have you changed your mind on winter fishing in the creeks and rivers? I have been catching some awesome fish lately. I have changed my mind some. I'm evolving. I'm learning. I have 100% changed my mind on big rivers and bigger waterways. Like if you find in the good spots, the thing is finding the good spots, like that deep hole that holds a lot of fish, and fish it slower. I used to like really not fish any creeks or rivers in the winter. I kind of just like, all right. And then like 2 years ago, I started fishing more in March, and I was catching them. And then last year, same thing. I was like, I'm starting to catch them in March. And then this year, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try to fish some of these places in the winter. And I've been catching really big fish and having really good days of fishing in some of these rivers and some of these like deep stretches that I have access to. I haven't done a lot of the creeks. I've tried a few of the creeks and I've caught some fish, but not been great. And part of that is because where I live, the creeks have a faster elevation drop, and it's just hard to they're just different. If you find a creek that has like a level, it's slowing or it's flowing, it's long, and you can work on those deep holes and like get to them, those are probably the best. And next week or 2 weeks from now, I'm gonna go to some over in Middle Tennessee, I think, and like try to spend some time because I know there's big fish in there. And it just takes time to like work it. So I have changed my mind quite a bit on bass fishing in creeks and rivers. Now, as far as pan fishing, I still haven't seen it yet. I still haven't seen enough action in the shout 2 foot of water, 2 3 foot water for the sunfish. But for bass, which I mean they're usually bigger, that you can go catch them. You can still catch them. And the more I talk to people, and the more I see people do this, the more I realize like you can go catch fish in the wintertime. I think a lot of it does. You need some stable water. You need to kind of really work the deep holes where they're at. There's definitely more work involved, but like if you figure it out, you can have really good days. And the creek crawler's done that. And like that, there's the one video you did the other day where you caught that just big old smallmouth. I think you said it was the only fish you caught. I feel like there's more chance of that, but it's worth going out. So another part of winter fishing is just it gets dark early. It rains a lot. So I think that may be more of the reason why I don't think creek fishing is as good, because all that stuff really messes with your time going out and with the fishing. Because in the summer you can spend all day and everything and have a lot more time. And a lot of people don't, you don't get off work till 5, it's getting dark. And even me, I can fish during the day, but I gotta like get back earlier. Um, but yeah, I think I'm coming around on this winter creek fishing. Sounds great. I appreciate it. What's your overall favorite smallmouth lure for creek streams? It's the Zoom Super Fluke. Mine is, I showed it earlier. This is probably my favorite. If I'm gonna, or at least one that I have like a lot of confidence in, is a Nico hellgrammite in the mud bug color for clear water. Maybe a little bit murky water, but mainly clear water. Nico hellgrammite mud bug. Because I've learned how to fish it several ways. I can drift it to the current. I can sink it in the deep hole. I can twitch it. You can. There's a lot you can do. I don't use a fluke that much, but I know a lot of people do, and I can understand it. But I also like sometimes I've seen it so many times where those fish are deep in the, like, not deep. Say the creek's 3 foot deep and it's flowing water, and there's a drop off. So it's 3 foot flowing water drops into a deep hole that goes 6 foot deep. The gravel bottom's here, and then it drops down to like your deep pool. This fish will be sitting right here under this current, right where the water, right where that ledge breaks off. They're sitting right there, and I've done this, and I've proved this to myself, and I've showed this, and I definitely believe this catches more fish. If you will cast upstream, let that lure bounce down right before it drops off, that fish is sitting right there. So let it bounce on the bottom, and that fish is going to be right there to eat it. And a lot of times it'll eat it and just sit there. If you've ever seen a trout eat or something like that. So especially in spring. So this is my big thing that I've learned for spring fishing. They will be there, and they will be a bunch. There could be 5 or 6 fish sitting right there, and you will never see them. They don't come up to anything. They won't, you can throw a crankbait through there and never get a bite or something else, but you let that lure bounce along the bottom, a jig, hellgrammite, a crawl, and let it float right into the fish, and that's where they grab it, and you got to really be feeling it, and like oh, is that one? And then you set the hook on them, and that's why I like using braid and a medium extra fast rod. And that's my little tip for the day. All right. Before I answer the rest of these questions, do I have anything else? Also, this is a weird flavor. Mountain Dew Voodoo. My buddy Nick brought me these, and he drank them. I didn't really care for them that much. I guess that's about it. Let me answer a few. Oh, I had something else to show us, right? One more thing. And I got some stuff from Magooster Tackle. And I believe they're made, where are they made at? They're made over here somewhere. Handcrafted in the USA. I thought they're made like Etowah or something. But anyway, if you're looking for some spinning, like trout spinning gear, they got a lot of single hooked ones. And I need to go do a little bit. I still haven't done hardly any trout fishing. I need to do a little bit of that. But I like these. A lot of these are single hook, where you don't have to have a treble. You don't have a treble hook on there. When you hook up trout or something, it's not a mess. But Magooster Tackle Company. But yeah, definitely some good spinners. And they sent me a Federal. I'll try those out hopefully soon. And somebody else messaged me about fishing. All right, let's go. I'm gonna answer a few questions, and that was the plan. I'm gonna try to do a recap. Hopefully, I didn't forget anything. I'm gonna try to do this every first Monday of the month. Recap what's going on, what's coming up. Oh, so real quick, what's coming up? What's coming up? That's what I missed. So, what's coming up is I'm gonna make a video that's talking about my whole year, last year. I'll kind of cover some if there's new partnerships that I'm going to have. If not, I got a tournament next weekend, and then another tournament the weekend after that I'm going to try to do. In March, I am in in March, I'm doing a national tournament with Josh. What? Get this guy off here. But we're gonna be in a national tournament on Chickamauga. People from all over the country are gonna be coming. I can't wait to do that, and I think there's gonna be some other YouTube, like big time YouTubers, and some other guys show up for that. Could be like a couple hundred people. It's expensive. Me and Josh just talking about. We just found out how expensive it is just to get into it, but you had to qualify for it, so it's kind of cool that we did. Let's see here, and yeah, a lot of fishing kind of will get going. This year is going to be weird for me, I think, and different, like a lot different. I kind of have a different mentality going into this year where, like I said it earlier, but I plan to work with as many different people as I can work with. I need to bring my revenue up so I can do these things that I want to do. I mean, if I just want to sit at home and only fish around me locally, I don't need to make as much money. But if I want to take a trip to Florida, if I want to go to Dale Hollow like this guy wants to go, if I want to do these tournaments, if I want to travel just a little bit, how expensive it is, and I appreciate everybody being here and supporting it, watching these videos. That's what's making me going. I just have to be better as business. I have to be better business wise, to be able to let myself do this and not to be stressed out or to be so tight. Let's see here. All right, let's go through some questions. If you got a question, that's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna read. I'm gonna walk. Can't talk. I'm gonna go through these comments, answer questions, and that's gonna do it. So if you watched today, I really appreciate you being on here. And if you have a question, you can try to get it in there. But I do know a place off 58 where there's a small boat ramp that's perfect kayak, fish the creek. Yeah, there's a few that I found recently. What's up, Jason? There's definitely resident bass that live up in creeks. I've caught big bass during all times of the year. Yes, bigger the creek, longer the creek. Also, if the creek has shoals where it kind of divides it up, that's also a good thing to look for. If it's a big long creek that's just like there's no breaks in it, fish can travel a little bit, but they're still going to find the deepest area within a few miles to kind of set up shop. And a lot of times they're in those deep holes and you might fish it and not get a bite. Like they don't have to put out a lot of energy. And a lot of times you have to get that lure right in front of their face or fish it really slow. Hey, Kyle. We got a Tennessee guy crush it here in our tournament last Saturday. I need to get Kyle to come out here and fish. He fishes tournaments all the time. I need to get him come out here and fish one. Or I need to go out there and fish one with you maybe this summer. Let's see here. Playing. If you come back to Michigan, you should plan some pier fishing. That would be cool. Oh, I'll talk about it later, but I'll talk about my next video probably. But I got like 4 trips already planned out of state in new states that I've never fished yet. So yeah, this year is going to be different. That's for sure. Anybody in Perry, Georgia, come to fish in Turkey Rama this weekend. You can also go by the Go Fish Center. Oh, okay. The Go Fish Center is I got a little thing for it whenever I did my Bass Slam, and it's like a big aquarium, like education type thing in Georgia, and it sounds really cool. I'm gonna go there, but I think it's like 4 hours away from me. I'm gonna go there this year because it sounds really cool to go check out. I think they have a lot of fish mounts and stuff. Let's see here. I know some guys that fish more after October than in the prime spring and summer, and they're out for bigger and ever smallmouths and rivers. Yeah, it sounds like those bigger ones, like the bigger ones will eat, but like I think what it is like the littler ones aren't eating as much, so it lets the lure go to the bigger ones, and the bigger ones like I think that's my theory of why you catch. People say if you don't catch anything, you might catch a big one though. Like you might not catch many, but if you do, you'll catch a big one for lake fishing and big winter and big creek, big river fishing. The size of the water, the amount of fall it has, elevation change, those all play a factor in like rivers and creeks. How far south you are, how far north you are, how warm it's been that week. If it's warmed up to 60 a couple days, those fish can really get active. A lot of stuff like that. The creeks have there can be way up and down. As far as lakes can too, but I've really been enjoying winter fishing for bass. Like, awesome, it's been really good for me this year, and because I put more effort into it, so I put more effort into it, and it's actually done really well. Would love to go fishing in summer with people in the community. Just got my waders, kayak poles, bait ready to go. Man, this guy is ready. You can do it all. I can't. I have some waders. I'll wear them in the winter, but I hate wearing them. I hate wearing them really at all. Let's see here. We all know the Conestoga is one of your favorite streams. Have you tried fishing Conestoga Creek between Etika? Yeah. I have been down to it. It's kind of a weird creek. It flows into the Hiwassee. It's kind of muddy, and I've probably casted in it a few times. I know way upstream there's like these little bitty waterfalls, but I can't say I've put a lot of effort into fishing it. I figured you'd same yum dinger as much as you fish this year. That's probably talking about my favorite lure. Let's see here. Brad says, it seems you have gotten away from the hellgrammite and rivers and been using the yum dinger and spinnerbait more often. So are you just use the hellgrammite in smaller creeks now? No, what I'm doing is trying different things. That's what I'm doing. You're probably going to see this one. You'll see it in a video Wednesday. This new hellgrammite. I don't want to be just only fish one lure, which I've been using yum dinger a ton. I'm trying to make myself use other things. Before that, I used the yum dinger like everywhere. So sometimes it's just because I make so many videos and I do so much fishing. Some days I'll use one lure, some days I'll use something else. Oh, demand, huh? Okay. We might have to make that happen. Let me go back up there. Um, you are I am? Well, I appreciate that. Um, I don't want to fish Lake Erie. It's too much water. Give me a creek that runs into it. I'll fish that. Conrad needs to calm down over there. Go catch some bowfin. Oh, here's a good question. I like this. Where are you going to be tomorrow? I have no idea. This is how I decide. Today I went kayaking and I decided like the night before. I don't even know if I knew for sure I was going to go there till that morning. And I'm like, yeah, that's where I'm going to go. I really haven't thought about what I'm going to do tomorrow. I need to edit some videos, but I might do that tomorrow afternoon. It's going to be nice out. I need to go out and fish. Um, hmm. I mean, there's like 50 places I could go. I don't have all day. I got to be back for practice at 3 o'clock because I got to watch the kids from 3 to 4. So I got to be back at 3 o'clock. I don't get up early, so that kind of limits stuff too. So, um, yeah, unless I have something planned with somebody else, I have no idea. I mean, I have no idea where I'm going to go, and I'm not that guy that's like, I guess I'm just lazy, but I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna be at the water, I'm gonna be there at crack of dawn, so I can have all day to fish. I never want to fish there. If it's dark, I want to be sleeping. I don't want to be up. I I'm making sure I get me a creek kayak. Yeah, yeah, you gotta have one. You had like you did more like river stuff. Now you've gotten to lake stuff. Okay, go back to those rivers. And me and Josh have keep talking about doing some different stuff, and a lot of it just depends on the weather. Like it just floods and everything will be flooded for a while. How do you feel about green pumpkin too for smallies? We smoke them here in Ohio on them and the Bitsu bug tubes. I bet they work great. Yeah, there's my theory on like creeks and rivers. Like I want to make a video, but like I think all you need is a spinner bait, whatever your favorite moving bait is, and then whatever your favorite finesse bait is. Like, can I say that this is actually going to catch more fish than this? I don't know. I don't know for sure. Like in certain situations, I feel like I can fish this better in that situation than that lure. But like if I'm going down a stream or a creek and I'm bass fishing, like just give me a finesse lure that I can throw wherever and give me a moving lure. Is it buzzbait, spinnerbait, maybe a crankbait, maybe a whopper plopper, something like that if it's summertime. Now in the winter, you're not going to catch them on the whopper plopper probably, but you might. I don't know. So whatever your favorite finesse lure is, if it's a bitsy tube jig or a tube bait, Ned rig, hellgrammite, crawfish, I don't know. I feel like most of the time they all work and they're all gonna, Aaron's favorite. Aaron likes to use the was it the Yum crawl poppy, little crawl, and I've caught tons of fish on it. Like most of the time, just putting the lure in the right spot. Maybe it's being patient. Maybe it's letting it drift the right way or something like that. But it's putting a lure that they will eat in the right situation is way more important than what kind of lure you use. I feel like you could give me anything. Give me a cut me off a piece of a lure, and I'm going to outfish somebody that doesn't know how to fish rivers or creeks. And if you give them everything they want, because I know where to put lures at and like how to use them. So it's hard for me. I'm not in lakes and rivers. It might be different, but whenever people ask me about stuff like that, I kind of just like what lures better, what does this better, or what's that. I'm like I don't know. I don't know if it matters so much. Like maybe sometimes the color works. Maybe sometimes it's different lure. Maybe you figured out something. For me, it was when I figured out how to fish that hellgrammite. I really started catching more fish. Like I noticed and like could tell I was catching more fish. But it's the way I fish it, and it's also the way that lure like tumbles. So part of that lure, but it's a lot part of it is how I'm putting it in a fish's place. Um, Do you know anything about the Sin 133X or the Justin? If he's still on here, I think he has that 133X. It's a big kayak. It's a big platform, really stable. You can paddle it, but it's a big, bulky, not bulky, but it's a big kayak. I don't know anything about the 11.5 kayak. Let's see here. I'm probably way behind on these comments. I'll try to catch up here in a second. Plus, wintering fish tend to pool together in deep pools. Yes, in rivers and creeks makes them easier to run into, or easier to miss. Matt, what about that? Because you could fish an area, not get a bite, and move on past them. If you're not, maybe you're fishing too fast, or just not right in front of them. But that's why you got to be patient. Fish those areas that you think are good. If you're doing that, be patient and then move on. Like fish it, be patient, find a log that's out there, find a big rock, let that lure sit and just sink there. And then before you move on, give it plenty of time. Let that thing sit there an extra 2 or 3 seconds on the ground before you drag it away. Oh, Aaron, you been there? Aaron said he's been to the Go Fish Center. They have a bunch of old lures on display, including some old Rebel Craws. Oh, I think he told me that. Yeah, I need to go there. I've caught a couple trout on the Caney. I haven't really fished it hard for trout. Let's see here. Trying new baits and experimenting with different presentations is another way to make things yeah. Sometimes just if you figured out something, just try something else, and then try something else, and then whenever you go somewhere new, or if you're fishing a tournament, that's my motto. So if I'm going to a new river or a creek, or I'm fishing a tournament, I'm not trying something new. That's where I'm gonna try. I'm going to go with what I know and what I have confidence in, because you want to know you're doing it the right way. Don't try new lures on a new lures when you're fishing a tournament. You're like, well, they weren't biting. You're like, I don't know how to use that lure, but they weren't biting on it. Just like go with what you have confidence in, and do that then. But first, you got to build up confidence. Find some lures that you have confidence, and maybe how you throw it. Certain lures I only use because I like to use a medium rod. Certain lures I only use because I like to have them weedless. And there may be other lures like, oh, this lure's great. I'm like, I just don't want to do it. I want to use this one. Let's see here. Oh, that's 100%. Josh says, typically when we fish a tournament, a rent a B&B, John's the last one up, typically the last one on the ramp. Oh, yeah. I am never in a hurry. Me and Gary are usually bringing up the rear. But yeah, I don't know. I don't want Josh is the first one up and the first one out the door. He'll get there 2 hours early just to sit in his spot. I don't know how he does that. I can't do that. I've never fished the two. They just look so boring, but I know they crush my mouth. Need to step out of my comfort zone. Yeah, Matt. Fish some tubes. What do you mean it looks so boring? I mean, I fished the Yum Dinger. It's about as boring as it gets. And but it catches fish, so hey, I'm in Dalton. What part of Tennessee are you in? My dad was from Epperson, Reliance, and Tellico Plains area. So I'm like 30 minutes from Reliance. I'm in Cleveland. All right. Hey, David, I find it hard to figure out what I want to take with me on the river when I'm waiting. The back of that one's waiting. Yeah, waiting. If you're waiting, so this is my take on waiting. Is less is more. Oh, you corrected it. I take one rod. It depends. I first I got to figure out what am I going for. Am I going for panfish? Am I going for sunfish, or am I going for smallmouth? Like which ones am I going for? You could go for both, but I kind of base up my rod off that. Pick 5 lures, little box of hooks, a bottle of water, and that's all you need. Maybe a Mountain Dew. You don't need take 500 things. Five packs soft plastic lures, 3 soft plastic lures. They're basically, if they're not biting one thing, it's rare that you're gonna like change it up and like, oh, they weren't biting this brown or this green pumpkin crawl, but they were biting this green pumpkin Ned rig. It's not usually gonna be like that. It's take a few things that work and then leave stuff behind. the less weight you have, the easier it is to go fish. Probably the more fish you're going to catch because you're more relaxed. The more you're going to travel, the more enjoyable it is. Take a few different size hooks, take a couple different topwater lures, or whatever you're going to do, and cut out as much weight as you can. Find some aluminum pliers, anything that's lightweight, anything you can save some weight on. I have fished the Flint River in Georgia. One part of it, I think. Caught some shoal bass, some spotted bass, and some white bass. Yeah, Aaron said, I used to love the Yum Craw puppy. Yep, still do. Kind of hooked on that. Yeah, you've been using the hellgrammite more. I need to get you a couple of these large ones. We need to fish sometime pretty soon. Where it is, Yum Soda. It's not creamsicle. Yeah, you bought the rest of them. That's what it was. So, Gary's out there. So Gary, we fished a tournament. I catch like a 5-pounder out of this creek. Win the tournament. I beat him. The next week, he goes right where I go in a different tournament, catches a 10-pounder on the same lure. On the same lure I was using. But let's see here. All right, I'm gotten behind. Sorry, people. If you've clicked off, that's fine. Let's see here. Yeah. Well, I should have just went home. So there's another thing. Sometimes when you're going on especially a tournament or a fishing trip, but especially a tournament, like if the fishing is horrible, I'm definitely not getting out there and spending more time on the water. We fished on a Kentucky lake. I think Gary caught some fish. The first day I caught 2 keepers. The second day I think I caught 1 keeper. And 2 days of fishing, I think I caught 3 keepers. It was horrible. It was so bad. If you want to do more collabs with other smallmouth guys, I would suggest Indiaking in there. Yes, he does. But you know what? Sometimes, yeah, some of us, YouTubers, we know each other, but also I don't want to. It's also you don't want to invite yourself. We're not that close a lot of times where it's like, hey, I'm going to come fish with that guy just because I want to go fish with him. We can ask and reach out to different people. Plus, he's a long way off, and his smallmouth season doesn't open up till like in the April or May or something like that. That's I feel bad for him having to do that. He has to wait a long time for his smallmouth season. But yeah, got some giant smallmouth up there, that's for sure. Let's see here. I'm usually up early outdoor. Yeah. Oh yeah. Gary snores. I do. I snore. Yeah. Let's see here. I'm up to 3 or 4 bags of tackle. I've got 4 rods. I regularly pack. Yeah, but y'all don't wade. I know y'all walk banks and stuff. I guess there's some places y'all do walk the banks more, but you take a lot. Most of the time when I go out, I'm taking 1 rod and I'm walking nonstop. I walk and cast. I walk and cast. I walk and cast. And there's hardly ever a hole where I sit there and fish it for more than 10 minutes. So I'm just moving. I'm continually moving whenever I'm out fishing or bank fishing. Well, there's a couple places that I kind of will set up. It's off of lakes, but if I'm creek fishing, I'm just moving. Mark says, "How is the basketball team going?" Yep, season's wrapping up. Got a senior night this Friday. Got 1 senior on the team, and then we got a tournament on Monday or Tuesday, and it's not good. This has been a bad year. Haven't won a game, so I don't know who's coaching this team. Yeah, it's been really rough. I don't have any. I have 6 players, and the school has like 50 kids. So, and none of those guys are actually like ballers. They want to play. They play hard, but you gotta have some guys that can get it done. I could talk about high school basketball a long time. Let's see here. All right, I'm gonna skip to the end. I like that. Never going back to Kentucky Lake. It was really bad. Caught a few things, but all right. Well, that's gonna do it. That's about an hour, and we're gonna wrap it up. Man, I appreciate everybody. And if you got on here late or just in and out, I'm going to try to do this the first Monday of every month. We're going to try to recap what was going on that last month. What's new? What's coming up? What I got? Any new lures or any new things happening? What's upcoming? I'm going to answer any questions that maybe I've been getting. I'll try to like save some questions. Maybe if I see something reoccurring. Um, the one I'll end it off with is I'm trying to get a chance to try to use some of these newer river kayaks. I've been getting a lot of questions about that, and I know a lot of y'all are probably out there. A lot of people be buying some and you know want to know what they are. Um, one last thing I'll leave you with because I'll do a video with this. If you don't have this app, let me find it. I need you to go download the Fishing Chaos app. Fishing Chaos app, right? Where's it at? Right there. You can go on there, and it's got a bunch of kayak tournament stuff, and there's guides that you can find. You could hire a Fluke Master for the guide off there, but go there and then go find this Knucklehead. What's it called? I don't know what Knucklehead word. Anyways, this thing. Click on it, and what you can do. I'm gonna do a whole video on this coming up. You can register to be on my fishing team. That's right. So I got a fishing team. $15 a month. My months are I'm Team Creek. Make it easy. So guess who? Team Chad. That's Chad Hoover. Fluke Master. Gramps. Wendell. Darren Wendell. Creek. And there's going to be more. So we are doing this thing. Our Chad Hoover set it up, and I got invited, and I have my own team. So you can, I don't know what you do. I forgot how to do it. I'll explain more of it later, but you can register. First off, you go on there and like just create a identity, or what's it called? Create an account, and you can register for one of those months. April, May, June, and July are my 4 months. You can sign up right now for some other guys. You can also sign up to fish on Team Chad or Team Fluke Master or anybody else. But if you sign up, it costs $15 for that month. If you win that, it's going to be an online tournament. Each month is an online tournament. So if you sign up for Team Chad in his April and you win, you get to fish with Chad Hoover in a big tournament coming up at the end of the year. If you sign up on mine and you win, you get to fish with me. It's $15. That money goes to me. A lot of it does. Majority of the money goes to me. And I plan to do maybe some giveaways. We're also going to have some charity stuff. There's going to be a lot of different things. So it's an online through your phone. I think it's KBF rules. A lot of y'all already, Kyle, I appreciate that. A lot of y'all already do tournaments. And if you don't, this is a great way to get into tournament. It's a good practice. It's about as cheap. You're not going to find any cheaper tournaments than $15. So you're paying $15. You get to do the tournament. Only the top place person gets to do it. So right now there's not a lot. There's only like 10 people on there. I mean, it could be 100, it could be 10. I don't think it's gonna be 1,000 people like that. I don't think it's gonna be anything crazy. But you can sign up for all 4 of them if you wanted to do this for $55. This is also a way to just support me as a YouTuber, or like maybe you like one of the other guys. Or I mean, y'all. Most of y'all probably like all those guys. They're all really cool guys. They're the winner. There's going to be 4 winners. So April, May, June, July. Each one of those people that win each month, those 4 people fish with me on my creek team, and we're going to go down and fish against Chad Hoover's team, Fluke Masters team, Wendell's, all the other teams are all other people are gonna have a team. So you can win your way into a kayak tournament. There's gonna be some big money for whatever team wins the big tournament. So it's, a couple steps to get into it, but it's a really cool thing that that Chad set up that I feel like it's gonna be kind of fun. Yes, you have to sit in the kayak where I'm fishing. So, just kidding. If you don't have a kayak, you can still do this. There's a way to do it. I will have a video coming out on it soon. It's a little early, but Fishing Chaos. You can do it. You can do it through a website too. Can't get to show. I'm trying to show you that logo. Anyhow, Fishing Chaos, and it's the Knuklhed tournament. But like Kyle, you might look into this because I know you fish a lot of tournaments. You can do. There's a lot of different tournaments on here to do. You can go through and find different tournaments. There's a monthly different tournaments. There's the KBF tournaments. I've never done one of those. I want to do one of those. Lake Seminole tournament. There's all kinds of different stuff on there. So I mean, they're getting publicity. You sign up, they're getting your information, which you don't have to pay anything. Yes, it's just a bass tournament. Sorry, the black bass tournament. Conrad be over there having pickerel and all kinds of crazy fish laying out on that board. You definitely get some length, get some bowfin on there. So that's just something I forgot. But if that's something you're interested in, I would go ahead and kind of look into that. Fluke Master already made a video on it. I'm gonna make a video and actually kind of show you the steps by steps how to sign up for it and do that. But I hope some people get on there and have fun with it. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. I don't know how it's gonna go. Like the winner could be like whoever just catches 5 fish. Or it could be like 100 inches. Like, I don't know. You can try on other teams. You can try on whatever you want to do. There's going to be probably some really good fishermen on there. And then there's going to be some people that probably aren't very good, but anybody can be on it. There's going to be other things where, like, if you at least get 5 fish, you get qualified for some other stuff. So if it's anything, if it's just something where you're like, you know what, I want to just jump on this thing and have some fun with it. I think it's a great opportunity to just kind of learn, get into maybe practice doing a kayak tournament. That way you're not spending a ton of money. You could do it wherever you live in lower 48. Yeah, some guys in Florida, Texas might crush it. Who knows? And then a guy might catch it on smallmouth. But yeah, so I think it's gonna be fun. So I'm hoping that some people join up. I'm hoping to do some kind of giveaways and stuff through it, and then stay tuned and we'll talk more about it. There's going to be a way to have a meet and greet and stuff like that through that for people that didn't win. But yeah, I'll talk more about that later. But anyways, thanks for watching. I'm gonna get off here. My throat's definitely going away. Appreciate all the support. See video. Hopefully a video will come out on Wednesday. Catching a monster on the new hellgrammite. And then next Monday, the first Monday of March, I'm doing another live stream. Thanks for watching.